Vice President Pence will oversee the proceedings. There'll be an objection raised by a House member. We have, I think, probably over 100 House members who want to object to the various states, the 6 states in question, and then we have 11 senators. So if you have one from each, there'll be the objection will be raised as he calls each state in alphabetical order. If, let's say, we get to Georgia and there's an objection from a House member and a senator, then each body will retire to their respective chamber. They'll have a 2-hour debate. There'll be a vote. They'll come back. If there's a vote to object and not accept those electors from that respective state, then they won't be accepted. And then you move to the next state. And if you go through that process and neither candidate has 270 electoral votes, then the Constitution is clear. There's a vote in the House of Representatives done by delegation. So that process is very straightforward, but there's a 2-hour debate on each state if there's an objection raised by both a House member and a senator.
Tell me what you're planning to do, Congressman.
Well, as Senator Cruz said, it's about the Constitution. Article 1, Section 4 is very clear. It says the time, manner, and place for holding elections is determined in each state by the legislature thereof. Take Pennsylvania, for example. Pennsylvania's state law says election day ends at 8 o'clock on election day. The Supreme Court in Pennsylvania says, nope, we're going to extend it 3 days till 5 o'clock on Friday. State law in Pennsylvania says for every absentee mail-in ballot, there has to be a signature verification. The Secretary of State in Pennsylvania says, nope, we're not going to do that. We're not going to have a signature. She just unilaterally went around the law for 2.6 million mail-in ballots. The state law in Pennsylvania is clear. It says that mail-in ballots cannot be processed until Election Day, but some counties in Pennsylvania allowed ballots to be fixed, cured before Election Day. Now, Maria, take a guess which counties allowed that. Democrat counties with Democrat county commissioners and clerks allowed that to happen. Republican counties did it. The Republican counties in Pennsylvania followed the law. So when the time, place, and manner is not adhered to and not that the legislature set, that is a direct violation of the Constitution, and that disenfranchises the votes in the district I get the privilege of representing in the 4th District of Ohio. That disenfranchises the votes that Mo gets, the people Mo represents in Alabama, and countless number of people around the country. And understand this finally. It wasn't us who said it. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the late justice, said this: the ultimate date of significance is January 6th. This is how the process works. The ultimate arbiter here, the ultimate check and balance, is the United States Congress. And when something is done in an unconstitutional fashion, which happened in several of these states, we have a duty to step forward and have this debate and have this vote on the 6th of January. Look, Maria, we put out a report back in September, and we called this. The Oversight Committee and Republicans on the Judiciary Committee put out this report, and we said Democrats were going to do this. In fact, we called this last summer. We said on election night, President Trump's going to be winning, but Democrats want the chaos and confusion created around mail-in voting. We had a staff member, Maria, who got 4 ballots sent to her residence here in D.C., her ballot and 4 others of people who no longer live there. So they wanted this chaos and confusion because they were going to win the election after the election, and that's what they did with this crazy mail-in ballot scheme that they undertook. And in several of the states, as we pointed out, as Senator Cruz has pointed out, as Representative Brooks has pointed out, several of these states did it in an unconstitutional fashion. That is the heart of our argument. So let's have the debate on Wednesday. Let's show the American people what took place. They haven't had that. There have been no hearings. We've called for hearings and investigations in Congress. Jerry Nadler and Chairwoman Maloney won't hold them here in the United States House of Representatives. So we have to have this debate on the 6th of January, on this Wednesday, so the American people can see what was done in an unconstitutional fashion.
Can they come back to you and say, look, COVID justified mail-in ballots? That's why counties upon counties were littered with ballots.
Maria, as the Attorney General said, the Constitution is not suspended during a crisis. You can still do it in a constitutional fashion. In fact, millions of Americans did. They voted in a constitutional way. Millions of states didn't go around their election law, go around their the state legislature sets the time, place, and manner for elections in the respective states. Not the Supreme Court, not the Secretary of State, not the governor, not some county clerk, not Facebook, not Twitter, but the state legislature. And when they violate that rule, that disenfranchises millions of voters across this country. That is the heart of this issue, and 3 of these states in particular, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, definitely had that problem, and the others did to some degree as well, on top of the fraud that Mr. Brooks has pointed out.